Hi, my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete, and this is my video newsletter. The topic of today's newsletter is obsessed versus balanced. I've been obsessed ever since I can remember, since I was a little kid. I remember just, and what I used to think it was kind of negative when the way people would say it was negative, that you're so obsessed, or people who are obsessed, they would call them obsessed. It's like there was something wrong with it. Well, what I've learned as I've grown older is that I love that I'm obsessed. When I'm passionate about something and I really want it, I get obsessed. And you know what obsessed means? I'm not going to be stopped. There is no way I'm not going to be stopped. That's how obsessed I get. And I remember, I'm going to give you some examples, but what I believe is that if you want, for average, okay, if you want to be average, have a balanced life, okay? Do what do everything, a little bit of everything every day, and be balanced, and you could be very, very happy. But you know what else you could be very, very average? You're going to be very, very average with your balanced life. Very, very average. Because I'll put the obsessed guy who lives and breathes whatever you're trying to be good at with your balanced life up against you any day of the week, and in the long run, he's going to take you. It's just, how could he not? He lives and breathes it. He thinks about it 24 hours a day. He does action all the time because he's obsessed. Anyway, I want to give you some examples of obsession and how great it is. Steve Jobs, when he did the first iPhone, he went through 2,000 shades of white, till he found the right shade of white for the first iPhone. I would say Steve Jobs might have been a little obsessed. But you know what? He was great. And anything good enough for Steve Jobs is good enough for me. So if Steve Jobs was obsessed, I like being obsessed. My first thing I did as a little kid that might have been a little obsessed was I really wanted a dog. And so I remember I made this dog pen on the side of our house. Here I'm like a 10-year-old kid, and I'm hammering up chicken wire and making this little dog pen. I made some little dog house, and then I bought a couple bowls for water and food, and then I sat there and I just kept talking about having a dog. And you know what? I got a dog. My parents finally gave in. When people feel your passion for something and they know how bad you want something, the universe will eventually provide it. And I got a dog. My next thing that I became obsessed about that I want to share is when I was in the video business, when I started the video business. Before and in the beginning, well, actually during it the whole time, but in the beginning, I just couldn't talk about it enough. All I did was I just talked about 24 hours a day. I just wanted to talk about the video business. I just want to talk. I remember I drove everybody in my family, everybody crazy. Nobody wanted me to talk about the video business anymore. Please do not come around and talk to us about the video business. But then I remember I went to my first convention, my first video convention, and everybody there was in the video. Oh my God, I was in heaven. I talked 24 hours a day about video. That's all I did was talk about video. And I learned. I was like a sieve. My passion for it, and how bad I wanted to learn. I learned. And out of 30,000 people, we would eventually win a Retailer of the Year award for the small stores under 20-store chain. We'd win a Retailer of the Year award. We would have one of the highest volume chains in the country. We would do 1,000 people in a 4-hour period on a Friday and Saturday night. We would have 8 checkout lines. We were really moving. We accomplished huge things because I was obsessed, which made us all obsessed. So we were obsessed. Our team was obsessed with greatness. And I think we did pretty darn good. Anyway, and so the next thing I was obsessed with was when I got into Ironman triathlons. I started out with the little triathlons, but I was obsessed with the Ironmans. And I was known for training obsessively. I would train obsessively. I would, that's all I wanted to do is I would train. I would train super hard and I could train super long. Not saying that it was super smart, at that time for what I was doing, but I did really well at finishing. So I did 8 Ironmans. I finished them all. And I took such great pride with being an Ironman, because I had watched the first Ironman when I was like, you know, I don't know, like 30 years earlier on Wide World of Sports, and it was such a huge deal, and it, you know, so anyway, it was just huge when I finished my first Ironman. Okay, my next thing I was obsessed with, extreme endurance events. Extreme endurance events. When I went out and ran that first 50 mile, I became obsessed with it. That's all I could think about. And now, the fact that I would train so hard and train so long, it worked to my advantage. Because these races were so long, you know, 100 miles, 200 miles, 292 miles in Death Valley. You know, biking across America, 3,000 miles, running 100 miles in Alaska. Obsessed. You had to be obsessed to do these events. You had to be obsessed. And this is where it was very, very powerful for me to be doing these obsessed events. I mean, these obsessed, crazy events. You had to be obsessed. And so now I've gone into where I'm trying to make a living off of these events, which is through talking about it, through doing motivational speaking. And I started out, I was like kind of half-assed it, you know, because I kept thinking, I don't know, anyway, I had some blocks in my head, I had some stuff going on, which I've shared in some other videos, but I knew that I need to be obsessed on it, you know, I need to be obsessed. I need to let my obsessive gene go. So anyway, once I freed my mind up and I became obsessed with it, now I'm like studying like 1 hour a day. I'm doing, you know, I'm learning how to promote it. And I'm you know, speaking to all these groups for, you know, free, and now I'm starting to get paid. And it's been a big deal, and it's been a long haul. But my goal is to be super great at it. And once I let my obsessive gene go on it to where I want to be super great, I'm going to be really, really great. I'm shooting for Tony Robbins great. And like I said, if I don't come up to Tony Robbins and I come close, it's still going to be great. But that's how obsessed I am. I feel no reason why I can't go for being the best motivational speaker in the world. So one of the things I'm doing to help with this motivational speaking, to promote it, is these YouTube videos. I'm totally obsessed with these things. I freaking love it. The reason I'm even doing this video right now is because Mariko Pitts, she's my PR manager, creative director. She's my crew chief in my events. You know, we're only like a two-man team, so she wears a ton of hats. And so anyway, but she said, I was like, been watching these YouTube videos and we're doing pretty good and we're starting to get a decent amount of hits. And she goes, you're so obsessed with those things. I go, you know, in the beginning I was trying to defend myself. I go, you're right, I am obsessed. I want to be the greatest YouTube video. So I want to get lots of subscribers and lots of hits, lots of views. So my goal with my obsessive personality is to be the best YouTuber. Number one, that gets my name out there. It helps promote me. People get to know me. They know my personality. And it's going to help me for speaking, to get out there and help people and motivate people with speaking. And I love motivating people with these videos. I mean, I've been hearing from people that a lot of people are watching, and I think I'm really helping people, and that's a big deal to me. Anyway, get obsessed! Or you can be average and be very happy and balanced. Anyway, but if you want to get obsessed and be great, you got to do it. You just got to live it, breathe it, and keep doing it. Anyway, if you're interested, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. If you have a question for me, you can email me at epicbillbradley. Feel free also to make a YouTube comment. Let me know how I'm doing and give me that thumbs up, or, you know, well, hopefully not the thumbs down, but whatever it is, do it. And then if you're interested in having me talk to your team, your group, your company, your organization, you can give me an email at epicbillbradley@gmail.com, and we will send you out some information. We would really like to do that. Thank you very much.